Jack Rich, the president and CEO of Belema Oil, has appealed for admission of Nigeria into the G20 economic group. Jack Rich made the appeal during the US Africa Leaders Summit, which held in Washington, D.C. The frontline politician and philanthropist, who noted that the inclusion of Nigeria and the African Union into the G20 would be a milestone in global economic acceleration, urged Africans in the diaspora to work towards achieving this goal.
Next up is from the private sector, another titan, but from Africa, specifically Nigeria, is Mr. Jack Rich, who is the founder and president of Belma Oil, based in Nigeria.
Thank you. Well, it's a great privilege to be here. I actually didn't know that I will, make a speech. But I'm actually supporting what my country's Minister of Trade talked about. Nigeria is the heartbeat of Africa. But before I talk a little bit about Nigeria, I just want to talk about one thing. You talk about trade, we need to integrate the diasporan countries. And I haven't heard anyone talk about the Pacific countries. We have about 15 countries there, and we have 16 countries in the Caribbean. So it's important to integrate these two diasporan countries with the continent of Africa. And as part of Africa Continental Free Trade Area, it's important to recognize the potential that these two diasporan countries actually have, so we can have a strong bloc. That makes Africa about 85 countries. Today, Africa is about 3% of global GDP. That's about $2.5 trillion. That's not strong for us. And what we need now is the right collaboration. But again, we need to also, I want to use this window to appeal to the mayors that one good thing that you can do for Africa is to have Africa Union part of G20. That's going to help us a lot. And another appeal I'm going to make is to also see that Nigeria is also part of G20. That's going to go a long way because Nigeria is about 19.3% of Africa's total GDP. That's a strong economy. I'm in the energy business. One thing that we need right now is technological collaboration. Technologies that you've matured, from the G7 point of view, can actually be employed into enabling Africa to build the right economic gateway. As you talk about climate change today, one thing that you need to recognize, despite the fact that Africa only emits about 3% of global greenhouse gas, we have a huge population that need to be engaged. And to engage the population, we need jobs. To create jobs, we need industries. So we need you in diaspora to enable us to access those technologies that you've matured so that the technology becomes the smart gateway for continental Africa to build this industrial value chain and then reduce the greenhouse gas that the world is talking about today. And I'm happy, without taking a lot of your time, that this is a great opportunity that you shouldn't just stop right here. A great deal with the U.S. and Africa is the best for Africa. I'll be very honest to you. You may have other entrants, they come with cheap goods and packages or whatever you call it. But if you please take this as a key strategic partnership with the continent of Africa, you would not regret it. And Africans, we're so humble, we're hardworking people, and we're saying that don't stop this that you've started. It's going to go a long way to build a strong legacy for the continent and to build the right wealth that we will consider as we make. Thank you very much.